I'm not going to lie to you. I'm a little bit hungover today. Now I need a cure for a hangover. Tea Earl Grey hot. That was a special effect. So the Earl Grey cup I ordered arrived, and I bought some Earl Grey, and I'm drinking it now. I've never really had Earl Grey before. It's actually pretty good. I overdid it on the old synthahol. I really need to get a handle on drinking in moderation. The time has come. Episode 2 of Picard is out, and I watched it last night. Like the last episode, I'm going to talk about it for a bit, and I'm going to have clips from me watching the episode spliced in throughout. General feeling is I liked it. I just realised that I don't think we saw the dog. That's it. It was a terrible episode. So first of all, I'm really looking forward to seeing the Star Trek world depicted with new technology and new effects. That was one of the things that always piqued my interest even further about the original TNG, when you would have these kind of big swooping shots, and they weren't even probably that good looking back on them now, but they were so wondrous that it just made me buy into this whole thing even more. It was always this weird kind of composite, which was half painting, half set, half real people, and it's had a very weird aesthetic to it, but I loved it. So great to see new special effects. We then got a flashback of just what happened at the Mars outpost, and the situation was eerily similar to something that Picard said in a previous episode back in TNG.
Good morning, Mr. Mingus. Let's go to work.
This is exactly what Picard was saying in A Measure of a Man. So this is clearly a flashback to what happened.
They do the work that no one else wants to do because it's too difficult or too hazardous. And an army of data is all disposable. You don't have to think about their welfare. You don't think about how they feel. Whole generations of disposable people.
That is one of my favourite episodes, and I can't wait to rewatch it. So it looks like the Romulans, who aren't a fan of artificial intelligence, have used them. They've appeared to use them exactly for this purpose. You can't beat up an android, you idiot. Oh, you know, the trope of androids being hacked or revolting against organics is kind of been done, but I don't really get tired of it. So you get to see the reason why there is a ban on androids. And it's interesting to note that whereas the first episode linked back to The Offspring, this episode linked back to Measure of a Man. I do like the way they're linking them back to previous episodes, although they're still to do with data and androids. Now, I'm kind of thinking if I should rewatch Measure of a Man, because I did say that I would start from the beginning of my Next Generation rewatch, but I don't know, I'll see.
It would read as instrument failure if you didn't know better, but it's not. It's a flat-out wipe.
Can you recover it?
If you delete something, always remember to empty your recycle bin.
Let's have it, Dr. Benayoun.
A few are treatable, but they all end the same way. some sooner than others.
So Picard is dying. We also found out that Picard has something in his brain that means he's probably going to die at some point. He's obviously going to die at some point, but we know it's more imminent than it would have been otherwise. And it looks like he wants to go out with a bang. Now maybe they'll find a cure, or they'll find some kind of Borg nanobot thing to cure the thing in his brain, but I kind of see them maybe going in the direction of Picard bowing out after he's saved everyone. And I'm sure it's going to be awful and sad. Got some new badge designs.
A small warp-capable reconnaissance ship with a minimal crew. And if you feel that my rank makes me too conspicuous, well then, I am content to be demoted to captain.
Content. That's what he wants. That's what we all want. And we now have a better understanding of just what the Romulans are doing, poking around in the Borg cube, trying to salvage tech and use it for their own benefit, which I'm sure is going to be totally fine if we've learned anything.
One of the most destructive weapons ever known, and though no longer active,
This is a bad idea.
potentially dangerous. Please don't venture outside of your designated research area.
I guess this is where 7 of 9 comes in. So obviously this is where 7 of 9 and Icheb are going to come in. What it would seem to be the case at the moment is that the Romulans are somehow using this technology to make remote control android suicide bomber things. Before anyone calls me racist, I'm sure it's not all Romulans. Oh my god, I look like shit. The Earl Grey was good and all, but bacon is the true hangover cure. I think it's interesting that you have this futuristic or like modern city, but Picard is living in this traditional old house. Probably speaks to his character quite a lot. Hey! There was a nice moment when we saw an Isaac Asimov book, and it was a very relevant nod to Data and the positronic brain that Asimov conceived himself.
Bruce and Data were friends after a fashion.
Oh, I wonder if we're going to see Bruce Maddox again. Seeing a modern version of the Borg would be really good, I think. There's no way this is going to go wrong. Oh, that's what I wanted to see. With modern prosthetics and effects, I think the Borg could be really scary. I'm not sure if we'll see the Borg come back in the way that they were. This might be completely out there, but I'm thinking of Mass Effect and the Reapers, who were based on the Borg originally, but I kind of had this crazy idea, what if the Borg were somehow controlling the Romulans and they infiltrate Starfleet? That might be a completely wrong idea, but if it somehow happens to be right, then you heard it here first.
Protection. You need a crew. Riker, Worf.
Yes! This is the moment where everyone watching this probably got up and cheered. The idea of, you know, the old crew getting back together and setting sail once again. But it's understandable why he wouldn't want that. Especially how he talks about his guilt about losing Data. You can understand why he wouldn't want the rest of the crew. And they are all quite old now. But I would expect to see them all again in cameos, even if they're not in every episode and part of the main plot. Having said that, I'm kind of indifferent about the new characters. His 2 Romulans that he lives with, I mean, they're okay. Data's daughter, again, kind of indifferent at her at the moment. But who knows? Maybe they're in their beardless Riker stage at the moment, and they'll get really good as the second season comes along.
Given up the location of its fellow abomination.
To be honest, I'd let her assassinate me. That's not anything to do with commentary. It's just, I probably should take that out. This was a slow-paced episode. There wasn't too much action in it. I don't think there was actually any of what you would call action apart from the flashback. But that's good. Focusing on the more theoretical, philosophical sides of things is what Star Trek does best. And they seem to be pulling all of these episodes from the past about Data and referencing them. I'm wondering if they'll do that with the future episodes. I think it's a really nice way to tie everything together. And it looks like Picard's going to get his new young crew. And we should get lots of adventure along the way to finding out more about the main plot. We have seen some interesting clips from future episodes that hopefully will, as well as letting us see some old characters, will introduce some interesting new aspects. I think I've talked about all I can remember about this episode. In a way, it's too much and just confuses me. And just a reminder that I'll be rewatching The Next Generation, so if you want to tune into that, come along. Now, if you excuse me, I need to take a nap and drink some water. One to beam up.